Listen.
If you do not understand white supremacy, what it is, and how it works, everything else that you understand will only confuse you. Now, sometimes people say, well, you mean everything that I understand will confuse me if I don't understand racism? Yes, because racism is the dominant political and religious motivating force among the people of the planet in all 9 areas of activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. That covers just about everything that any person, minute by minute, might be doing or engaged in any time of day or night, anywhere on the planet. Now, if I understand the question, have I been harassed?
Yes.
Because of my book? No, I haven't. What has happened is I've been ignored. So I say, yes, I've been harassed in that way. See, the white supremacists are very shrewd. When they believe that, and this is just my belief, when they believe you're right on point and that they're allowing you to be on point, the first thing they do is not pay attention to you. And that's anybody, not just me. They pay attention to who's listening and seeing if anybody is listening and acting on what you're saying. And if they check that out and see that nobody is acting on it, because nobody really understands what you're doing or not interested in what you're doing or what you're saying and not acting on what is being said, that's the main thing. They look for the action. They don't care about the theories. You can have all the theories you want to. You can stand and make speeches all day. I mean, every day. They don't care. What they do is, what's going to be the result? So far, they have looked at the results of my work, and they say, nobody's paying any attention to him. So we won't mention him, and the other people are not mentioning what he's doing or his book, which is what it is. It's not about him. It's what he wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's acting on it. So what? In other words, it's just like any criminal enterprise. If nobody's chasing us, if people are talking about we are doing stuff we shouldn't be doing, but nobody's doing anything about it, nobody's, they have analyzed it, and they talk about it. They say we're running this criminal operation and whatnot called white supremacy, but it's not taking any effect. Our slaves still go about doing what they always do, just get up in the morning and try to entertain each other. That's mostly what black people do, entertain each other and whatnot. So everything is, business as usual. We're right on course. We don't worry about nobody like Neely Fuller or nobody else, Doesn't make any difference who it is. Luther King and whatnot, I mean, he got to be a problem, all right? So when like in any criminal operation, see, when something gets to be a problem, maybe we have to whack somebody. Maybe we have to take care of somebody. We have to put a hit on somebody. And we'll put a hit on, and we got different ways of putting hits on people. I mean, we just let Marcus Garvey just, go back to Jamaica and die quietly after he started his steamship line. He thought he was on a roll. He had people marching in the streets and whatnot back in the old days and all like that, talking about Negro improvement, whatnot. But he died a broken person, and we saw to that. And, okay, you got another one coming up? Okay, Malcolm X or whomever, we'll be ready for him too. I mean, we know when to knock them down, okay? We don't like to put hits on it, like Solazzo said in the movie The Godfather, I don't like blood, Tom. Blood is a big expense, all right? In other words, it attracts too much attention and whatnot. So we don't want to beat up black people in the street, not in the refinement stage. A lot of us do, but some of us that get out of line, even the white supremacists put them in their place. So you're bad for business.
Yes.
You're around here, yelling the N-word all up and down the street. You don't want to do that. We're trying to be refined. We got a smooth operation here. We got these black people eating out of our hands. We got them doing all kinds of stupid stuff. That's what we want them to do. Be devoted to stupidity 24/7. And we got generations of them now, a couple of generations, maybe 3 or 4, just devoted to wholesale stupidity. Just walking around doing stupid stuff all day long, worshiping stupidity. That's the way we want them. And you around here calling them the N-word, you're going to make them get smart. We don't want no smart black people nowhere on this planet. So even though you're white, we're going to put a hit on you if you keep doing it. And they do that. They kill each other. They think nothing of it if you're bad for business.
Alrighty.
You're white.
Okay.
I mean, you know, hey, don't run around here calling these people the N-word when I got them working for me for nothing. And then you're going to stir them up. If they notice that I'm using that kind of language about them, they might start noticing other things I'm doing to them. The first one is stop snitching. All right, but snitching doesn't mean what has, you know, in this world in which the white supremacists watch everything, and they will put out something in the mind of some black person who probably is already thinking about doing someone some harm, because that's what we are taught. We're taught to glorify doing harm. Not doing something constructive, but doing harm. Brag about doing harm. So, many people have took the position of snitching means you can go out and kill people or steal somebody's car or something.
See, y'all made me shoot your stupid ass over nothing. Hey, come on, man, we supposed to be brothers. Oh, what, you trying to get smart? Nigga, are you trying to kick some knowledge? Nigga, fuck that, nigga. Give me your motherfucking jury, nigga. Take that shit off. You got a pager too. You're a baller, huh? You're a baller?
Or break into somebody's house, and if someone sees you doing it, they're not supposed to so-called snitch. No, that's not what it means. Snitching means you are going to do harm to someone unjustly. You go and inform someone about someone else to do harm to that person and harm that person unjustly. The person didn't do anything that warrants harm, but you go and carry a message to someone who is powerful about someone who is powerless, so that harm comes to the person that is powerless. That's what snitching is. Someone informing to the white supremacists on someone who is trying to do justice and telling them about something that the white supremacists can use against the person to do harm to them so that they can't help to do justice. That's what snitching is. That needs to be stopped. Passing on information. Snitching is a form of espionage. It's a form of giving information to someone who believes in doing harm to people so that they can do more harm to people who are trying to do no harm. People who are trying to do something constructive, like produce justice. And then you try to harm that person by carrying messages about that person that are harmful. That's what snitching means. If someone is deliberately trying to do unjust harm, you give information. That is not snitching. That's giving information, and that information should be given. No one, anyone who goes out here and carjacks someone and comes and hides under somebody's porch, everybody should point out where the porch is and who's hiding under it. If you have nerve enough and you think you're tough enough and you think you got enough going for you to take somebody's vehicle and shoot them in the head and then go and try to hide, the very fact that you ran and tried to hide means you don't deserve anything. You gave up everything right there. There's a slogan, it's not in the code book, but it's one that will be. in the next editions. Stand by your work. In other words, whatever you do, stand by your work. If you're a carjacker, you're a gangbanger, if you're a person that likes to do harm to people, you want to rob some old lady on a bus stop, don't run. Stand there and say, yes, I did it, and the reason I did it is because I'm supposed to do it. Because that's what I do. That's my business. That's the business I have chosen, as they say in the Corleones, as they say in the movie The Godfather. This is the business we have chosen. So if this is the business you have chosen, brag about your business to the whole world, including everybody who doesn't like it. And if a whole army comes after you, you should stand there and say, bring them on, because this is the business I have chosen. I'm not running, and I'm not hiding. Now, the very fact that you're hiding under your grandmother's porch, causing her a whole lot of misery, means you're not worth doing what you did, and you shouldn't be defended. No one should speak in your behalf, including your grandmother. Now, that should be the policy all over the world. Black people should make that rule for ourselves. And don't start talking about, well, you all shouldn't, you turn me in, you turn your back on me, and all you turn your back on yourself. Around here terrorizing the whole neighborhood that you grew up in. You're making no sense at all. You're not logical. And think that you're going to be protected, or should be, by whom? You didn't do anything to protect the person who was trying to make it to work that morning. And you killed them on their way to work and took that $20
I'm rich, bitch!
and considered yourself Superman. Well, now, if you consider yourself Superman, save yourself, Superman, from anybody that doesn't like it, meaning a whole army if it comes after you. Don't run from them, run to them. And prove that you're super. But when you run down the alley, trying to find a place to hide in a trash bin, you just gave yourself away as not being very much to you. And you know it. You don't have to wait for anybody to tell you that. You know that. So who are you trying to kid, yourself? That's a decision. And that's under that 10 stops.
Yes.
See about that snitching thing. No. Nobody's snitching on you. Did you do anything that you shouldn't have done? If anybody tells it, they didn't snitch. They gave constructive information. That's what that's called. Because you are not entitled to any protection at all. Once you start running, you should keep running, as long as you can find something to step on. Because you should be welcome nowhere on the planet. Who should welcome you? Stop and think about it. Who should welcome you? Who should open a door for you anywhere after you do something like that? Shoot somebody 5 times in the head just to take their car to go joyriding. Absolutely not. The code says that once you do something like that and realize that you did it, if you suddenly snapped, then you have an obligation to do one thing. Shoot yourself. 5 times in the head if you can. End of that story.
Yes,
Nothing else less than that. That's all you're entitled to. You take somebody away from here deliberately and unjustly, you're supposed to go yourself as soon as possible. Why? Why go yourself? To apologize. You don't apologize to the people later on in court. The person that you killed is not there. That's who you apologize to. And there's one way to do that. You go where they went. A nice, cozy grave. Now that I've been saying in the last 5 minutes or so should be repeated all over the world. No, you don't do harm to people and then think that somebody's supposed to cover for you. You are absolutely insane for your mind even go in that direction. You cover for yourself. If you're big enough to do it, stand by your work. If anybody else is even caught and accused of doing what you did, you should say, wait a minute, you got the wrong person. I did that. I stand by my work. I don't run and hide. And if I get a chance, I'll do it again, because that's what I do. That's why I did it the first time. You think I don't know what I'm doing? I know what I'm doing. This is the business I have chosen. That's the way you're supposed to talk. Now, if you can't talk that way, don't do it. Because part of the code says nobody's supposed to cover for you.
The second.
I mean, that nonsense should stop. And that's the way to stop it. That's the way to stop it. We should set the benchmark for universal man and universal woman. And none of that stuff should ever happen. We should pioneer that. The white supremacists have already showed us all different kinds of ways to mistreat people. We shouldn't be no part of any of that. Don't write any more songs about it. Write some songs about treating people the way people ought to be treated. After you get used to it, you'll like it. Now, some people have said they've seen some cartoons of my work on the internet that have been presented, and that it pretty well embellishes what I have been trying to say in my textbooks. And to the extent that it does that, well, that has been, from what I understand, some people reported to me, a plus. Because they didn't understand what I had written very well, but when they saw those cartoons that just repeated what I was saying and attaching my name to it, and came right out of the book, the material did, they say that they better understood it. And I can understand that because people are kind of visual, particularly in the year 2021 now, more visual than ever.